10 weeks to Black Friday. We're going to have lots of fun today. We're talking about all sorts of new technology and particularly AI TVs. Have you heard of AI TVs? Well, you haven't been to Costco or Best Buy lately if you haven't. So we're going to be talking about all sorts of new things today. As well as this week, we have the Apple event happening, new iPhones coming out, all sorts of things happening, which we'll be discussing on our Thursday show, which of course is on Thursday, and that's called Tech for Senior Live. We want to thank everybody for coming today. I'm Ron Brown. I will be your host today, and we'll be with you for about an hour, and then of course we'll have our question and answer session after the show. We do have a premiere event coming at 1/2 where we take some of our past videos and put them up for educational purposes. And this week, the 3 selections that I've done, Bob's going to talk on 5 Social Security scams. We've talked a lot about Social Security lately. I'm going to talk about purchase considerations for a Chromebook. And I watched the video over the weekend, and it still is very applicable, even though I made it a year ago. So if you are considering a new Chromebook for the fall, that's something you want to think about. And then Bill's going to talk about 5 ways to run Windows software on a Mac. And Bill's also going to be talking about a Mac today. So well done. And that's going to be at 1/2 And for those of you who want to see these earlier, get the links and so on and so forth, I put these in our newsletter, which comes out twice a week on Tuesdays and Saturdays. If you haven't already subscribed, head over to our website, www.techforsenior.com, and you can subscribe. All right, let me just introduce everyone today. I'll take my spotlight off. I was listening to Huey's show yesterday. Well done, Huey. That you did a great job. Lots of interesting things about Windows. Although I think this Copilot 365 or 365 is going to be terribly confusing to everybody.
We'll just call it Copilot and be done with it.
I know. I think it's a bit crazy, but anyway, that's life. You got to go with what changes, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a good session. We had a lot of good discussion, and I was able to show some examples of things as we went through the different articles. It's something that I've been doing for almost 30 years now. And what I do is I put up a bunch of articles from the past month about Windows and computers in general, and we go through one article at a time and take a look at it.
Now, if people want to come, how do they get do they get a hold of you to sign up for that?
Yeah, there's an address you have to register online, and because of some people misusing the system, the best way to do it is to go to huey.net, sign up for the WinSig newsletter, and in the newsletter there'll be the link to go ahead and register.
Okay, super, thanks. Bob, you've got a new background up there. What's with the new background?
Talk about change. If you're looking for a security news roundup, you're going to wind up with Tech Talk and Beyond. That'll be starting today. Let me know what you think.
All right. Well, we're going to do that, but like it. Looks good. The title looks good. Looks nice in the background there. I think it looks pretty good. We'll look forward to that. And Bill James, you're presenting today. You're presenting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a Mac presentation and compare it with Windows. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Your request, and I complied.
Okay. Did you ever get your fiber hooked up yet?
I've not. It's in the neighborhood, but I've not pursued it any
further, eh? Okay.
But a couple of my neighbors have it. I'm just waiting to see how they're
doing. Okay. And of course, Ray Baxter, is it hot or cold? Are you been down to Phoenix?
Temperatures this morning were in the mid-50s. I was looking for more blankets. So
really?
Welcome change.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I know. But you got to stay out of that Phoenix area for a while.
Not until in October.
October. Okay. And then Chris and Jim are off to Cuba. They had a great show yesterday. Learned all about things I can put on my calendar. I even could see my wife's calendar, which is even better. She said, "Get out of my calendar." I said, "Well, I can see it." So I learned one of the 7 tips was how to see your wife's calendar. And I thought, interesting.
Right.
So well
Yeah, I
done.
like those practical everyday tips that help us lead our lives. And yes, we will be in Cuba next week, but I will do a video on a fun with photos that you can play. So
Excellent. Thanks so much. And good luck on the diving. We expect to see all these great pictures when you return.
oh yeah.
And you'll have to wait until we return because there is apparently no internet for us down in Cuba.
Really? You think the boat would have Starlink on it, eh?
Well, you would think
Illegal.
that it's illegal.
Oh, really? In Cuba?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, really? It's illegal.
Otherwise, I would have one of those minis. I would take it with me.
Oh, yeah, take it with you. Oh, really? Yeah. It's also illegal in Brazil. It's also illegal in Brazil, too. Which,
several other countries as well, but yeah.
yeah, interesting. All right. Okay, very good. Bob, let's see what you have, and let's see this new presentation.
Welcome to my first edition of Tech Talk and Beyond, your weekly guide to savvy living. And today we're going to talk about protecting your online privacy with simple steps for the average user. Ever feel like someone's peeking over your shoulder every time you go online? You're not alone. From companies tracking your every click to hackers lurking in the shadows, your online privacy is more vulnerable than ever. But don't worry. I'm about to show you simple, easy steps to lock down your online privacy without becoming a tech genius. Every time you surf the web, click on an ad, or post a cute puppy picture on social media, you're leaving behind digital breadcrumbs. These breadcrumbs are your data, and companies are hungry for it. They track everything: your shopping habits, browsing history, even your location, and sell it to advertisers. So if you've ever wondered why that exact pair of shoes you looked at last week keeps following you around the internet, now you know. But what's worse than targeted ads? Hackers and cybercriminals who can use the same info to steal your identity. Scary, right? But don't panic. You don't need a PhD in cybersecurity to protect yourself. Let's jump into the simple yet effective ways to keep your info private. First up, passwords. You wouldn't leave your front door wide open for strangers, would you? But that's what you're doing with weak passwords like 123456 or password. Hackers use tools that can guess simple passwords in seconds. That's where password managers come in. Password managers like LastPass, Dashlane, and 1Password generate complex, unique passwords for each of your accounts. It's like having a vault for all your digital keys. And the best part, you only need to remember one master password to access all of them. Strong, unique passwords are your first line of defense, and a manager makes it super easy. Next up, two-factor authentication, or 2FA. It's a mouthful, but it's actually really simple. Think of it as a second lock on your door. Even if someone gets your password, they'd still need that extra key, like a code sent to your phone or an app. Setting up 2FA is easy. Most websites like Google, Facebook, and even your bank offer this option. And hey, here's a little secret. Don't wait until your account gets hacked to set it up. Prevention is way better than the headache of recovering a hacked account. Now let's talk about browsing. Every time you use a regular browser, your history is saved, cookies are collected, and your movements are tracked. You might have seen those little pop-ups asking you to accept cookies. Well, cookies track where you go online and help websites remember your preferences. But they also help advertisers follow you around. That's where incognito mode comes in. When you browse in incognito or private mode, your browser doesn't save your history or cookies. It's great for a quick private session, but it's not foolproof. Your internet service provider and the websites you visit can still see what you're up to. Want to up your privacy game even further? That's where a VPN, virtual private network, comes into play. A VPN is like a magic invisibility cloak for your online activity. It hides your IP address, so instead of showing your real location, it shows that you're somewhere else in the world. This is especially useful when you're on public Wi-Fi, like in a coffee shop or airport. Hackers love public Wi-Fi because it's easy to intercept your data. A VPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet, so even if someone tries to snoop, all they'll see is garbled data. There are many VPN services to choose from: NordVPN, ExpressVPN, ProtonVPN, to name just a few. They're simple to use and can give you peace of mind when browsing, especially on public networks. But what about social media? It's fun to share pics of your vacation or your new puppy, but oversharing can be dangerous. Imagine posting that you're on a 2-week vacation in Hawaii. Sounds fun, but to a thief, that's an open invitation that your house is empty. Instead of posting in real time, wait until you're back home to share your trip. Also, make sure your social media accounts are locked down. Privacy settings on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and X let you control who sees your posts. Go through your friends list and make sure you're only sharing with people you trust. Let's not forget about the apps on your phone. How many times have you downloaded an app only to be asked for permission to access your camera, microphone, contacts, and location? Always ask yourself, does this app really need all this information? Some apps are notorious for overreaching when it comes to permissions. Before you hit allow, make sure you know what data the app is collecting and whether it actually needs it to function. If it's not necessary, deny the permission or look for a less invasive app. Here are a few bonus tips to take your privacy protection to the next level. Keep your software updated. I know, those update notifications are annoying, but they're important. Updates often patch security holes that hackers exploit. Be cautious of email attachments and links. Phishing scams are everywhere. If you get an email from someone you don't know, or even someone you do know, but the message looks fishy, don't click any links or download attachments. Back up your data regularly. If something does go wrong and your data gets compromised, having backups can save you a lot of trouble. You'll find the video of today's Tech Talk at the link listed. Did you know human bones are about 5 times stronger than steel of the same density? The femur, for example, can withstand about 1,800 to 2,500 pounds of pressure before breaking. Light from the sun takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach Earth. This means that when you see the sun, you're seeing it as it was over 8 minutes ago. Africa is the only continent in the world that spans all 4 hemispheres: northern, southern, eastern, and western. Despite the popular misconception that zillions is an actual number, it simply refers to a very large number of indeterminate size. Just thought you might want to know. No matter who you are, no matter what you did, no matter where you come from, you can always change, become a better version of yourself. Thanks to Madonna. And remember, it's never too late to start. And that's a wrap for this week's Tech Talk and Beyond. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye, and thanks for reading, watching, and listening. The search in Google Photos has just gotten a whole lot smarter. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You can now use natural language search in the search function of Google Photos. Now, this works whether you're on your phone or whether you're on the website on the internet. And as you see, I have the internet open. Let me put in a search phrase, and what I'm looking for is Alice and I on the water. I am not that good at putting tags or labels or descriptions with my photos. I do know we've been on the water quite a bit, whether it's on a cruise or on a lake. So let's see how smart Google's new search function actually is. Not too bad when you consider that none of these pictures are labeled, but it certainly shows that we've been on the water. Why not give that new function, now available in Google Search in their photos, a try and see what happens. It might find something you totally thought you had lost. Stay safe, stay secure. I hope that helps. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks, Bob. Interesting stuff. I like your new Tech Talk and Beyond. I think that's going to go well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think so. Now, I hope I don't see Bill James here, but I hope, because he's up next, I hope, Bill, are you here? Here he is.
I'm here.
There you go. Excellent. You're up. Let's see what you can, what's to do with Max.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to be talking about mastering what I call Mac snaps. And we'll be talking about making screenshots with the Mac. And then I'm going to do a Windows comparison to show you how the Mac and Windows compare in functionality. When you're learning the basic of how to use a Mac computer, screenshots are pretty much the bread and butter, especially if you need them to do your job. Screenshots can be used to explain something to someone, show something to someone, or simply preserve proof that you saw something on your screen. There are several ways to achieve these screenshots, whether it's capturing the whole window or part of the window, as well as the method by which you choose to capture them. When we talk about method, so we're talking about a couple ways to take a screenshot on a Mac. The first, and probably the easiest for most people, is to use a keyboard shortcut. The second is to use the built-in screenshot app. Once the screenshot is taken, You could edit and share them according to your needs, as well as change the default location of where your screenshots are stored. The third option is to take a picture of the entire screen. Where that differs from the whole screenshot is that this method does not capture any system elements like the menu bar, the dock, or anything peeking out from the sides. Using keyboard shortcuts. If you want to take a screenshot of the whole entire screen, you'll be using Command plus Shift plus 3 in that order. And you hold down each button until you hit the 3, and when you hear the click, release the buttons. You will now see a thumbnail appear in the corner of the screen, unless you've disabled that feature. Clicking the thumbnail enables you to edit the screenshot without having to go to Finder to edit it. If you want to take just part of a screen, you'll use the Command key plus Shift plus 4, and that freezes and a target-like icon appears on the screen. Use your mouse or trackpad, drag the icon across the area you want to screenshot, and as you drag it around, two numbers will rapidly change. This is the height and width of the pixels of the area you are currently covering. When you have the area you need, release your finger from the mouse or cursor. You'll hear a clicking sound, and the thumbnail will appear in the corner of the screen, ready to be edited. Alternatively, you can find it in the macOS Finder and edit it there as well. If you want to take a screenshot of a single window, that is using the Command key plus Shift plus 4 plus spacebar. Now, you're going to need two hands for this one because it involves holding down 4 keys. However, holding down the Command Shift 4 plus spacebar, you'll get a small camera icon that will appear, and the window will have a blue shadow covering it. Click the window, and the screenshot will be taken. The usual thumbnail will appear for editing, or you can find it in Finder. Using the screenshot app on the Mac, you start by using Shift plus Command plus the number 5, and you have the same 3 options as the keyboard shortcuts. You need to look at the 3 far left options on the floating bar that appears. The first one is the whole screen. As the name says, it captures the entire screen. To use it, click the button on the toolbar and then click the capture button. If you want a single window, you use this to take a screenshot, just the browser window. To use it, tap the button and then the window you want the screenshot. It should automatically take the screenshot once you select the window. If you want part of the screen, this option creates a sizable or resizable box. Simply resize the box with your cursor and click the capture button to take the screenshot. So where are the screenshots saved on your Mac? Well, by default, screenshots are saved on your Mac desktop. However, if you wish to change that default location, there's a couple ways to do it. The first is to open the Screenshot app, click Options, and choose the Save to Location. This setting will apply even when you subsequently do screenshots with keyboard shortcuts. The folders that are available is the desktop, which I said it was the default, Documents, Screenshots, and then there are other locations that you can select from in the app. The second option that you can use is a free app called ℙ𝕝𝕒𝕒, and you can download it at this URL. And after the download, this is an app you can use to change various Mac settings, which includes the screenshot settings. You go to parameters, general, and you'll see the various screenshot options. And here's a screenshot of that app. If you want to edit and share your screenshots on the Mac, you can do that by opening a screenshot in the Finder, and you'll be presented with the usual editing tools. To access them, you will click the pen icon at the top right next to the search box, and this opens up a new menu. And this menu has editing tools such as cropping, resizing, color adjustment, adding arrows and other shapes, adding text, adding signatures, and many more. Once you've saved your edits and you need to share those with some, you just right-click on it and select Share. Alternatively, you can compress it into a zip file for easy sending. Some additional notes. When you're taking a screenshot of the entire screen, it will include visible multiple apps on Windows or system elements like the menu bar, desktop, and dock. But you can crop anything out you don't need or you don't want others to see. Another note is that if you want to exit the screenshot mode without taking a screenshot, you simply hit the Escape key. Now let's compare using screenshots on the Mac OS and the Windows. The main differences between screenshots on Windows and Macs are related to the keyboard combinations and the built-in tools each operating system provides. These differences highlight the unique approach both operating systems take towards the common task of capturing screenshots, catering to different user needs and preferences. In Windows, the key combinations are, for print screen, you hit the print screen key and it captures the entire screen and copies it to the clipboard. You can then paste it into the application like Paint a Word. You also can use Alt plus print screen. It captures the active window and copies it to the clipboard. The Windows key plus Shift plus S will open the snipping tool interface for quick capture of a specific area, window, or full screen. The screenshot is copied to the clipboard. Using the Windows key plus print screen, it'll capture the entire screen and automatically save the screenshot to the Screenshots folder under Pictures. In the Mac, the Command plus Shift plus 3 captures the entire screen and saves it to the desktop. Command plus Shift plus 4 turns the cursor into a crosshair, allowing you to capture a selected area on the screen. The screenshot is saved to the desktop. Command plus Shift plus 4, then spacebar, it turns the cursor into a camera icon, allowing you to capture a specific window. The screenshot is saved to the desktop. If you use Command key plus Shift plus 5, it opens the screenshot toolbar, where you can capture the entire screen, a window, a selected portion, or record the screen. In Windows, some of the built-in tools are the snipping tool. That one allows you to take screenshots of a free-form area, a rectangular area, a window, or the full screen. It also provides basic editing tools. The Snip and Sketch tool is a more modern tool that allows taking screenshots and offer basic annotation capabilities. You can access it via the Windows key plus Shift plus S. Then there's the game bar, and that's primarily for gamers. It will capture screenshots and recording gameplay, and you access that with the Windows key plus G. In the Mac, its built-in tools are the screenshot toolbar, that's Command plus Shift plus 5, provides options for capturing different types of screenshots and screen recordings. It includes options for setting a timer, choosing the save location, and more. There's also the preview function. After taking a screenshot, you can open it in preview to take quick edits, annotations, and more. There's also saving and file manager in both operating systems. In Windows, screenshots taken using the print screen are not automatically saved unless using the Windows key plus print screen combination. Otherwise, they need to be pasted into an app to be saved. With the snipping tool or the snip and sketch, you can save them directly after capturing. In the Mac, screenshots are automatically saved to the desktop by default, labeled with the date and time. Users can change the save location using the screenshot toolbar or in the system preferences. You also have editing capabilities. In Windows, screenshots can be edited in Snip and Sketch or by pasting them into an editing application. On the Mac, after taking a screenshot, a thumbnail appears briefly in the corner, allowing you to click and enter a quick editing mode for annotation and cropping. There's also clip integration in both operating systems. In Windows, screenshots are typically copied to the clipboard directly unless using the Windows key plus print screen or the snipping tool. On the Mac, by default, screenshots are saved as files, but holding the Control key while taking a screenshot copies it to the clipboard itself. So that are the ins and out in mastering screenshots both on the Mac and Windows. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Bill. Very well done, and I like the comparison. Clearly explained. Thanks so much. That's excellent. Very good.
Thank you.
Good information there, and well done. Very clearly explained. I like that. That's good. All right. So thanks so much, and we will now go in, and I'm going to play a little video I made this week about AI TVs. All right. So here's something that you might be interested in. You know, a week ago, I was reviewing an article for our tech show. It was on Samsung's new AI smart TVs, and they were getting a 7-year of OS updates. And I thought, I don't even know what an AI TV is. And then I went to Costco yesterday, and as I was walking in the front door, there is a AI TV, and oh my God, I was absolutely so impressed. And then I found out they're the most commonly sold TV right now. Everybody's buying AI TVs, and I didn't know anything about it. Well, if you don't know anything about AI TVs, I'm going to talk about that today and explain it. I'm Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we help seniors understand technology and AI TVs. We recently reached 10,000 subscribers. I want to thank everybody who made that possible. If you haven't clicked the like and subscribe, I'd sure appreciate it. Let me talk about AI TVs. So what is an AI TV? Well, we're going to get into some technical stuff in a moment, but for simplicity, it is a television that through artificial intelligence is going to give you the most incredible viewing experience that we have today with televisions. Now, in the past, you probably all knew there's different types of screens. There are different types of televisions that you would use, some in darker rooms, some in lighter rooms. Well, that is all based on technology, screen technology. And with AI, artificial intelligence actually takes that image on the screen and can make it better. Not a little bit better, but a whole bunch better. So the processing of the image and redisplaying it on the screen is unbelievable. And how it does that, I'm going to explain that now. But I would encourage you, if you are going to be purchasing a television as we move into this fall, and remember, we're getting only a couple of months till Black Friday, so we're going to sell a lot of TVs. Remember, the two biggest times to buy a TV are leading up to Black Friday and, of course, Super Bowl Sunday. So we're getting into the TV selling time. And if you're thinking about this, I would really encourage you to spend some time and look at AI models, because it's unbelievable what you're going to see. Now, let me explain that. But before we do that, I made a video about AI PCs. And in that, I talk about the CPU, or central processing unit. I talk about GPUs, the graphical processing unit. And then I talk about NPUs, the neural processing unit. That's the new that's the new chip that we use for AI software. And this is what is going to make these machines run. And these new televisions have this type of chip. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But they're different. AI TVs are different based on the computer chips in them and the manipulation of the image so that it displays it in an amazing way. So let me explain how this works. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is AI-powered picture quality. This is the ability of the software to improve the image you're going to see on the television. And this can be done three ways. It can be done by AI algorithms, machine learning, and adaptive brightness. Let me explain how this works. AI televisions in 2024 use algorithms to analyze and enhance picture quality in real time. These algorithms can detect and reduce noise, adjust contrast dramatically, and enhance colors to provide a more vivid, lifelike viewing experience. Machine learning. By leveraging machine learning, these TVs can learn from the vast amount of visual data. This enables them to recognize different types of content, whether that's movies, sports, or animation, and optimize the picture settings accordingly. Adaptive brightness. AI can also adjust the brightness of the screen based on the ambient lighting in the room. This ensures that the picture quality is always clear and comfortable to watch, whether you're in a bright or dark environment. Now let's talk about high dynamic range and upscaling. High dynamic range is the technology that enhances the contrast and color range of images on your TV. It allows for a broader spectrum of colors and brightness levels, making the picture look even more realistic and vibrant. Here are some of the key points. Contrast HDR increases the difference between the darkest and brightest parts of the screen. Color range supports a wider range of colors, making the images look more lifelike. And brightness, HDR can display brighter whites and darker darks, enhancing the overall viewing experience. Now, upscaling is the process of converting lower resolution content to fit a higher resolution. For example, it can take a 1080 full HD image and enhance it to look more like a 4K TV. So AI can work with both HDR and upscaling to dramatically improve the image that you're going to see on the screen. This is a game changer. AI can help with motion enhancement through AI algorithms, frame interpolation, and content recognition. AI motion enhancer technology uses AI algorithms to analyze and optimize motion in real time. This helps reduce motion blur, judder, especially in fast-paced scenes like sports or action movies. Frame interpolation. AI can predict and insert additional frames between the original frames of a video. This process, known as frame interpretation, makes the motion appear smoother and more fluid. Content recognition can recognize different types of movement and adjust the motion accordingly. For example, you can detect whether you are watching a football game or a fast-paced action movie. All this optimization of motion can improve the image quality. Now, a big part of your viewing experience will be sound enhancement, and AI can help you with their AI algorithms, adaptive sound control, and spatial audio. AI sound enhancement uses advanced algorithms to analyze improved audio quality in real time. These algorithms can identify sounds such as dialogue while reducing background noise and other unwanted sounds. Adaptive sound control. AI can adapt the sound settings based on the type of content being played. For example, it can enhance clarity during a movie to amplify sound effects during a game. In spatial audio, AI can create a more immersive audio experience by simulating surround sound. So next time you're walking in the front door of Costco and on the right side you see this big OLED Samsung TV, I want you to have a look at the picture. You'll stand there in amazement. Then I want you to focus in on the details on the right side where it talks about the details of the TV. And you'll see in there it says it's an incredible AI performance. It's going to talk about the NQ4 AI Gen 2 processor that upscales and optimizes your viewing experience when watching live sports, playing video games, and streaming music. I want you to go back out and stand around and then look at it again and think, I'm going to take this home with me. This is incredible. It really is. So have a look at those. AI TVs are out now. They're very common. LG makes them. You'll see a whole bunch of them at Best Buy or Costco. It's really where you want to be right now. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Man, I had a lot of fun making this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you soon. If you click that like and subscribe, we'll even notify you when our next video comes out. Till then, have a great day. All right, Huey, doesn't that just make you want to go and buy a new TV?
Yeah, and I'm limited though. I can only do 55-inch or less for the space
yeah.
I have for my TV. And to really take advantage of that, you want an 85-inch or more.
Can you imagine what Jim's and Chris's videos would be like? Their home videos that they're taking when they go to Cuba and putting it on a AI TV, and wow, that would be
That does
impressive.
sound cool.
Pretty cool. All right.
Well, I guess I'll have to get one.
How many do you have now?
All right. So now I want to talk about phone link. Drew is kind enough. Thank you, Drew King, for helping today. And he's done a video about phone link, which I think you'll find very interesting.
Hi, today I'm going to show you a new way to transfer files between your phone and your PC using Microsoft Windows Phone Link instead of having to use either a cable or a third-party program. An example of a third-party program is an application that some of us are familiar with called LocalSend. And that's the first program that I'm going to demonstrate. Right-click, and I'm going to say More Options, and then I'm going to say Send To, and here is LocalSend. It has selected the two files. I'm going to click on my cell phone, and it's going to transfer the files. And it transferred 90 megabytes of files that quickly, and it's very convenient. And then you have to go in here and remove them from LocalSend. A new way of doing it is to use Microsoft Phone Link. Inside the Microsoft Phone Link program, if you go into Settings by clicking on the little gear and then go into Features, you'll see additional settings. Transferred files will be saved to users ℸ𝕗 downloads phone link. And I can change that folder here if I want to. I want you to notice the icon right here next to it, and with the little arrow. And over here is File Explorer, and this is in Windows 11. The little transfer icon is right here, the little share icon is right here. These two icons are the same. And what I do to transfer the files is simply click on the button to share. And it will bring up my cell phone. I click on the button to send the files over, and they are being received by the phone right now, and they're done. And a little message popped up on my cell phone. That's how I knew. And I can, in Phone Link, click on Open Folder, and it will open the folder that's empty. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to transfer files from the phone to the PC. I'm going to bring up my mobile screen. I'm going to go into my files, and inside my downloads folder I have a bunch of files. And I'm going to click on this file here, and maybe another file. Here's another one, and another one, and we'll do, that's about it. And what we'll do is we'll click on in the bottom of the screen here, the share icon. And you'll see in my computer, I have my phone, I have the link to Windows icon. If you don't see that icon, scroll over to the right, and you'll see the More button. Click on More, and then locate the link to Windows. And you see it says Send to PC right underneath it. So I click on it. MSI Gamer is my computer, and it is now sending those files. And now it's done. All of it's gone. Poof. That's how fast it is. It's faster than any other way to do it. And in the Phone Link program, if I open the transferred file folder, here are the 3 files that I just transferred, and they were 44 megabytes in total. And anyway, that is how you use Microsoft Phone Link to transfer files back and forth between your PC and your cell phone.
All right. Thanks, Drew. Excuse me. I'm sure there'll be some questions in the Q&A for that. So if you have any questions about, I see there's a few things in the chat that are coming up. Please ask Drew in the Q&A. Bob, I'm interested to find out how to specialize chatbots. So can you enlighten us?
Why not? If you have Gemini Advanced, you now have something new called Gemini Gems. Here are some things you can do with gems. You can create specialized experts. You can tailor them to your goals. You can have them do automated tasks. The feature is currently available for Gemini Advanced business and enterprise users. It's important to note that gems in Google Gemini are distinct from the birthstones associated with the astrological sign Gemini. Just thought you might want to know that little fact. So let's take a look at what gems are. First of all, you need to set one up. And the way to do that is on the right-hand side, you'll see something that says Gems. And by default, you have one that's called Brainstormer and Gem Manager. It's the manager you want if you want to create a new gem. So let's hit Gem Manager and let's do New Gem. You'll notice the first thing, you need to give it a name. I'm going to call this one Senior Advisor. And next, you'll have to give it some instructions. And my instructions are simple. Create a gem that is an expert in senior matters. The senior matters should include health, Social Security matters, security, privacy, investment advice, cybersecurity, and general senior matters. Next, we're going to test the gem. Enter a prompt to see how your gem works in the preview window. So let's enter a simple prompt. How do I reach my local Social Security office? And let's send that and see what we get. And it says there is no Social Security office in Meadow Lake. That's correct. Closest ones are in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. So it works. It can give me the information I'm looking for. You'll notice quite detailed with where it's located, maps, the website. So that prompt will work as I expect. To save it so I can access that same prompt again, save it. Gem Senior Advisor has been created. Anytime I want some information pertaining to seniors on all those things that I included in what I wanted to do, should now be easy to answer just using my Senior Advisor Gem. Give it a try if you have Gemini Advanced. See what you come up with. Stay safe, stay secure. I hope that helps. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching and listening.
I think that's so cool, Bob. That's
Wow.
great. I got some questions for you in the Q&A. All right, well done. Ray, just before you get going, I want to say goodbye to our YouTube viewers. Don't forget that we have a big show coming up on Thursday, which we're going to be talking about all the Apple products. And we also have our YouTube educational video coming up at 1/2 the hour. Don't forget that. And I'm just going to discontinue this now. Oh, you can pop over and see us over here on our Zoom meeting if you want to participate in the Q&A. All right, let me just stop the live stream and you're ready to go.
Thank you, Ron. James Darren. He should be remembered for more than just the Gidget movies. James Darren, the teen idol in the Gidget films of the 1950s and 1960s, died a week ago today. He was 88. Darren rose to fame playing Jeffrey Moondoggie Matthews in the 1959 surf classic Gidget with Sandra Dee and in the 1961 sequel Gidget Goes Hawaiian. Now, the original film, which was shot in Malibu amid Southern California's surf scene, was adapted into a TV series in 1965 that launched Sally Field's career as the titular character. Darren was the only cast member to appear in both film sequels. His character, a frisky college student turned surf bum who caught Gidget's eye, got his nickname because he made love by the moon and he was a dog. Darren was signed to Columbia Pictures in 1958, and under contract there, he first began singing professionally in the Gidget films and topped the pop charts with the songs Goodbye Cruel World and Her Royal Majesty. Now, he also starred in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, playing Officer Jim Corrigan in T.J. Hooker, and the hip scientist Dr. Tony Newman in the 1966-67 ABC series The Time Tunnel. He appeared in the Oscar-winning 1961 adventure The Guns of Navarone and the 1960 drama Let No Man Write My Epitaph. Darren went on to have a successful career directing television series including Beverly Hills 90210 and Melrose Place and Walker, Texas Ranger. Now, before Gidget, the Philadelphia-born actor studied acting in New York and appeared in the films Operation Madball and Gunman's Walk. He also starred in 1964's For Those Who Think Young with Frank Sinatra's daughter, Nancy Sinatra, and later became godfather to her daughter. Now, he was born James Ercolani on June 8, 1936. He was a second-generation American of Italian descent. He knew by age 14 that he wanted to get into showbiz and began singing in nightclubs with his father in Philadelphia and New Jersey. A chance encounter in New York with movie producer Joyce Zelznick, the niece of legendary Gone with the Wind producer David O. Zelnick, led to his role in Gidget and the younger Zelnick managing him. James Darren, more than just Gidget movies.
That's a blast from the past, I'll tell you. Yeah, excellent. Well done. Thank you. All right, we're now going to move into our Q&A. I want to thank, if you have to leave and you have to take off, I want to thank you so much for coming and joining us for the hour. Of course, we'll be here next week. Keep doing it every week. Season 5, over 240, shows so far. Anyway, we will open it up now for the Q&A. If you have any questions, just put your hand up. And I have a couple of questions. Well, I got one for Bob. Bob, on the gems, is there a place where you can get pre-made gems? Do you know of any sites that have pre-made gems? I saw there was a few in there that would be made up, but it would be interesting. I know you made that up yourself, but I wonder if there's any sites that have pre-made gems in them that you can actually just download and use. Unmute yourself.
I think if you ask ChatGPT,
Yeah.
you probably get quite a few of them.
Probably get it. That's true. Or you could even maybe have them made up for you, right?
Well, I make my own.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Very interesting. All right. Well, that's very interesting. Marie Strom, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
There we go. Yeah, I'm just, and then your AI TV, if it can do this, I'll be very tempted. I find that many movies are far too dark. I don't know, they just love to seem to take the scenes at night. I would like to brighten those way, way up. I'd like to see the colors more like they were in the 1940s and 50s when they made things look bright and beautiful. The second thing I'd like is many movies, the background music is so loud it drowns out the dialogue. I'd like to see the background music reduced tremendously. And then the third thing, which would really be a big one for a lot of movies, I'd like to see them delete all the profanity. So,
I'm not sure.
all that?
I'm not sure that does that, but the previous two, for sure. I mean, it would be, that's the advantage of being able to take artificial intelligence and dynamically change that, right?
And you can tell the TV, hey, I want all the dark scenes to be bright enough that they look way brighter.
Yeah, I don't know that. You see, Marie, in the past, the HDR that you had, I mean, TVs would do that to a degree, but that was preset in the settings on your TV because high dynamic range has been in TVs for a long time, right?
Oh yeah, it's been in photographs even longer.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the thing that's different with AI, it's taking it and it's dynamically changing that image constantly to adapt to whatever surroundings or whatever it's adapting to. So it's dynamically changing all the time. And it is interesting when I stood there and I looked at that TV in Costco and I was mesmerized. Like I could not believe how different it was than the old HDR TVs. Like it's a whole new world. You got to go there and have a look at it. I am sure if you go and you look at it like Chris and Jim, I'm sure Jim's going out this afternoon going to buy one. If you go and you look at that TV, you will be impressed. You really will be very impressed.
I think I'll maybe go to a place like Best Buy where you might get some help.
Yeah. Now the thing I did not look at, which is interesting, is these are all very, like Huey said, these are all very large TVs. And I'm not sure about the technology and if they've built it into smaller TVs. I haven't really done a survey on that, but that's anyway.
Yeah, I don't want an 85-inch TV.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A 50-inch would be plenty big enough for me.
Yeah, exactly. But it's there. And so all I'm saying is I didn't know anything about this until we did the show a week ago. And I thought, gee, I better find out what an AI TV is. So I would, so anyway, just have a look at that. Be aware of that if you are planning on purchasing a TV for this coming year or in the fall, you know, or whatever. Just be aware that that's there, and these are different TVs than the regular ones. Carl, go
Yeah,
ahead.
mine is 4K, which is good
Yeah.
enough for me for now.
Sure. Carl, go ahead.
Yeah, I was having some difficulties with your presentation, Bob. It's my end. I'm having trouble with my internet, I guess. Now, we know about Gemini and Gemini Live. What did you call this? Gemini what?
GEMS, GEMS.
Oh, I confused it with the Google Gemini and Gemini Live.
It is part
I
of
see.
Gemini, but it's something that has just been added to Gemini, provided you're paying for it.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All
And
right.
Carl,
Well, you know,
So Carl, you know, when you say to Gemini, you say, you know, find me all the social security sites in the area, right?
yeah.
So you're doing it with a chatbot, right? You're talking to it. But then, so what you can do is then create a unique one that is like Bob put the prompts in and said, I want you to be an expert on this. So next time when you go, you can choose that. And if you have a seniors issue you want to talk about, it's already focused in on that. It already is pre-programmed what it's a little expert in that. Bob could have made another one up on Google Photos and said, you know, find all the latest features in Google Photos or whatever, and it could be an expert. So you can have unlimited number of these pre-made chatbots up.
Just so
Yeah.
you
You
know
trying to
that-
put Chris out of business? What's
Yeah,
going on
yeah,
here?
right.
just so you know that that's not the only gem I have set up.
Right.
Okay, it was one that I used for demonstration purposes, but I have others that I set up, which makes my life a whole lot easier. I don't
Right.
have to keep repeating
this-
myself.
Right. Well, but it set up
Well,
news
well, this-
articles. If you wanted to suppose, could you set a gem up to look at the technology news articles of the day and give you a summary of them or something like that?
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
This is even getting better, isn't it? Yeah. And you can even have them put them somewhere,
Well,
couldn't
this-
you?
Yeah, well, I have several of them on that left-hand side when I open that up, and then I choose which of the gems I want to use, and then from there I craft my prompt, and
Yeah.
it uses that expertise in order to come up with its results.
Right. Cool. Yeah.
What does that cost, Bob?
And
Additional
you're
premium service.
paying for Gemini, which is $20 a month.
I don't pay for Gemini on my phone.
Well, if you're not paying for Gemini, you won't have gems available to you. Gems
well,
is something you can
Well,
only
that's what I
set up
wanted to
if
know.
you
It's-
have the
it's-
paid version.
Right.
Mm.
Bill James.
Oh, I was just
Hey,
going to say, yeah.
I gotta say something real quick. You know, when I was fixing TVs in the 50s, I was at my grandparents' house in Northeast Pennsylvania, and the back of their highboy radio, there was an octal connector. It says future color TV connection. That's what this is what AI reminds me of.
Very good, Carl. Very
I was
good.
just going to say, I have a fairly new LG TV that has that AI stuff, and I didn't even know what it was. And Ron, when you start talking about it, I just went to investigate. So I don't know how that even works, but I'm going to try. But the LG TVs has it, and I have it. Mine is a 55-inch.
Oh, good. Okay,
Well,
great.
But hey, Bill, you and I have the same. I just bought an LG TV from Costco about a month ago, and that remote control, if you're not careful, you push something, all of a sudden there's a cursor flying all over the screen. Is that what yours does too?
Yes, it's called a magic mouse.
Yeah, confusing as hell.
This one right here. Yes, it is. You wave it, and it becomes a cursor.
A pointer, yeah.
Cursor, yes. But that
Confused.
TV that you have has AI built into it as well.
Well, I'm going to have to make a label on mine so I can boast that says AI on it.
Right.
Well,
Good. Well, Bill, let us know how it
I
works.
I will see if I can figure it out.
Yeah, I don't. So it'll be interesting to know on the menus if I would assume it's automatically turned on. It would be terrible if you had been using the TV and hadn't actually turned the feature on. I would assume by default it would be on, right?
Oh, mine was off. I had to go
Oh,
turn it
really?
on.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
And so I'm going to have to just see how all that works.
well, and that's part of that's why I did the video, is because I think it's important that, because I didn't know anything about it, I never even heard of an AI TV until I read the article last week, and I thought, well, this is really important because it's a whole new technology now that's available on TVs. Stan Wollner.
Hello. I don't have a question, but I'd like to fill you all in on what's been going on with my internet provider. About a year ago, Mike Ungerman, I was in the process of trying to replace a CenturyLink, which dumped their fiber optics in my neighborhood. Mike had a T-Mobile 5G, the coffee can that you just plug in and it provides internet service for you. $50 a month. It's about 300. It was fast enough for me, and I've been happy with it for about a year. Well, 5 days ago, those of you who attended the meeting last night know that I've been having problems. Turns out I learned the tower, one of the closest towers to me was having an issue. I didn't know that you get assigned to a tower, at least with T-Mobile. So here I am for 5 days having terrible telephone reception, TV, and internet. I attend a lot of Zoom meetings. So I called up today to give them hell and find out if there was anything else they could do. And they said, well, you've been a loyal customer for many years. We'll see what we can do. They moved me to a closer tower. I don't know why they didn't do that 5 days ago, but it might take a day to fully get into place, but I was amazed that they simply assigned me to a different tower, and they said they're going to give me $50 to compensate me for my discomfort. I said, well, wait a minute. My wife also lives here, and she's had the same discomfort. I want 100. So, I can only go 50, but I will put in an application for the other $50 for me. So I'll find out. She's going to call me tomorrow to let me to double check and see how everything is working. So at least the story is ending well.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for letting us know. And so really what Stan's talking about is the 5G mobile Verizon internet, which is, we've talked about that before, where you have a direct line from the tower to your house, and this provides the 5G service that you've been using. And what Stan said, he's been very happy with it up until recently. So I guess when your tower's broke, your tower's broke, right, Bob?
Well, in this case, he was not assigned to the nearest tower,
Yeah.
which gave him a degraded service to start off with.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Or maybe they built the other tower closer since he signed up for the original tower, right?
That's a possibility.
That's what I would suspect, yeah.
Yeah, they probably building towers all the time, right?
Well, not here. They won't even they won't even log on to the Verizon that I have very close to me. I'm still waiting for Verizon to actually acknowledge that this tower exists.
Right. Right. Yes. Any more questions? Do we have any questions about anything? If not, we will see everybody on Thursday, maybe, for our show on Thursday. We'll be talking about all sorts of interesting things. Bill, I just wanted to let you know, you talked about my Ember coffee mug and the app. I downloaded the app. I took the old one off, downloaded the new app, and it won't even run on my Pixel phone. So that completely broke it. So anyway,
I'm sorry. Oh dear.
Well, I wasn't using it anyway, but it won't run at all. So they got to do a better job on their software. All right, we'll see everybody next week or maybe Thursday. All right. So thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, and go look at the TV at Costco. You got to do that. All right.
Bye,
All right,
everyone.
bye now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.